Okay, so I think we can start right away. Whoever will join later will join later. And now we have a beautiful day to speak about offender tracker. To be honest, this tracker was already launched a few months back ago, but we decided to introduce you this now because also some restrictions are coming right away because of the COVID, and we have enhanced it to fit the needs of offender tracking. So once again, my name is Gediminas, and I am Chief Marketing Officer from Teltonika Mobility, and I will introduce you today our offender tracker. So let's move further and take a look at our agenda, what we have for today. So we will have a key advantages overview, key functionalities, technical characteristics, battery capabilities, use case review, configuration scenarios, and exclusive benefit flyer. So I will tell you more about each of that in a few minutes. And to get to know more about the unit, you can always check our website and also pop the questions in the comments. So we have a bunch of engineers who will be answering your technical questions, who will be supporting me in this webinar. So pop your questions in the questions and answers section. We will try to answer all of your questions as we can and as we speak. Yes, so moving further to the key advantages and what we have. So I will go step by step and introduce those key advantages and tell a bit more about each of them. So first, we have fast charging, and we are proud of this device to have this fast charging capability, which is can be fully charged in about 2 hours. So that's makes this device really unique. So you can put device on the offender or on the other person who you would like to monitor, and with the wire, he can sit on the couch and easily charge the device in 2 hours. So that's one of our key advantages. Device has a lightweight, and it is a lightweight that makes it perfectly wearing on a leg. It doesn't feel that much that you are wearing it on a leg. It weighs not more than 100 grams. And while comparing to other devices, the techniques in the market, one of the word comes in mind: affordable. That's the word that always comes into every mind. So I have this unit over here. This is only a holder, what I have over here. And as well, if you buy this unit, you buy the bundle. You have the unit itself, which comes in the packaging with the wires, with the charger, with the screws, and it easily can be mounted on the unit. So the instructions will be shared after the webinar, but I can show you over here that you take out the screws and easily open up the unit, right? And here goes in the unit itself. So you get this everything while we buy this bundle, buy this package with the code. So this needs to be screwed right away. So we are delivering it from factory without screws, so you could easily put the SIM card in here and screw it yourself, right? So it easily you can put it over here, mount the side, which one you want to put. And here you can see that the turn off, turn on button stays here. So it's simple. You can also adjust the leg width whenever you put the one on the leg, and you simply screw the screws back in. So that's how this unit simply works out. As well, I will speak later on the sensors which are coming together, well, separate from the unit itself. You need to buy it separately. The sensors, the Bluetooth hook to track and have this scenario for the indoor monitoring, which I will tell you later on about during the webinar. Yes, so this is how the unit looks like. Yeah. As I mentioned, it can be easily set up and wear. It does not require any additional tools to place it on a leg. So simply take it out, 2 screws, put it on a leg, zip it how you want it, and that's it. Simply to put it on the leg. You don't need any additional connectors or any additional actions to make it perfect to fit on the leg. Especially what's also comes in my mind that this has the replaceable ankle strap. So we not only sell it as a bundle, we sell it separately for also to get this different ankle to replace it. Whatever it wears out, doesn't look good, so you can use the unit, same unit, for the other ankle strap. So it's replaceable. The stripe is anti-allergic, so shouldn't get any allergic reactions to the body. Well, of course, there are people who are allergic to everything, but that's the not very often scenario you are meeting, right? Yes, and the device is multifunctional and can be used without ankle strap and other use cases. So either you want to use it as a simple tracker or an offender tracker, you could use both. And another benefit is that the ankle strap is easily mounted and easily on the size. So that's also one of our key advantages. Yes, going to the next slide, what we have here is technical characteristics. So we talked about the features. Now let's take a look at the technical characteristics. So device has a home zone, indoor tracking with Bluetooth, as I mentioned earlier. With the Bluetooth beacons, automatically sends the home zone breach alarms, right? The tamper detection. So how the tamper detection works? Simply, whenever you unscrew these two screws, it gets the tamper alert. So you screw it, activate the tamper alert from your system side, and whenever the an offender wants to remove it, if he unscrews it, done, tamper alert being activated. Another thing, if you cut the wire as well, tamper alert is being activated. So whenever you break it or take out the device from the holder, it gets the tamper alert detection. So nearly it's impossible to remove the device without activating the tamper alert. Whenever it's possible, of course, when you take it out with your leg through the foot and remove it manually. So that's the only way, but nearly it's impossible because this is how humans are made, right? So it has a built-in accelerometer with sensors and ensures GPS accuracy about movement, right? And alarm button in the top. Whenever you are using this device without the bracelet or with the bracelet, it has the alarm button in case of emergency. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, fast and easy charging. It can be charged in 2 hours without removing the unit. Device can be configured based on personalized scenarios. Whenever the home zones, the geo zones you want to set up, it can be configured with our configurator. And let's not forget the geofence, as I mentioned, which is allowing to set up the specific areas up to 50 different areas where you can set up these geofencing zones. Another important and one of the best selling points, I would say, is proximity feature. Can be also achieved with the Bluetooth sensors. So that's also another thing with the Bluetooth sensors. And another thing, if you don't want that offender would come near to other offender, right? Both of the offenders has the same unit. So you can set up that those offenders would not come near because you get the alert. So that's also another thing and another advantage that could be set up, that offenders do not come near each other, which is forbidden, right? So that's one of the key selling points against other competitors which do not have this feature. So you can either set up the beacons, or for example, if there's the violence in the family, yeah, so you give the beacons to the family members, and the offender has this unit on his leg. So if he comes near the Bluetooth, it can send easily the alert that something is going on in that family, and the authorities can act quickly, right? Yes, so about the technical characteristics, that would be it. Moving forward to key functionality on full control. Here are some pictures for you to understand better how this unit work and could be used. So tamper detection allows to immediately notify the offender if he tries to remove or damage the unit in some way, damage the unit, right? Whether the offender tries to disassemble device, cut the ankle strap, or any way remove the device, it will automatically send the alert and tamper notification. And for the second important functionality is home zone, which I will tell you a little bit later about how it's being configured, how it's working. And this functionality is necessary for remain indoor scenarios. Important functionalities, and such as when curfew applies to the offenders, or in case of quarantine monitoring, when the person must self-isolate. In some countries, it's they're giving the units for the people to manage and go further, not to go outside, right? And the I don't know, whatever, third or fourth wave is coming right away. So that's becoming more and more importantly, right? And these solutions are being more and more usable than it was, for example, as the first wave came to the world of the pandemic. And if the device disconnects from the beacon, it automatically sends the alarm about the home zone breach. So you set up in the home zone whatever you like around the house, and you cannot leave the home zone. Similar as the geofencing, it works similar as the geofencing zone, but it's more convenient for indoor use. Yes, and moving further for battery capabilities, which is really, really important. And we have tested those scenarios by ourselves in home, wearing those devices. And these are the scenarios what we have. So motion in home zone only by connecting to the home beacon. So for example, the device is communicating in Bluetooth zone. And in this scenario, battery runtime is up to 20 hours. Battery, we have written the time is battery when the battery is fully charged. Record sending every 10 minutes, motion only in home zone, and we have full battery discharge in about 21 hours, right? So before that, you can set up that you would get the notifications that that battery needs to be charged, so you could not and you would not be able to discharge the battery in full. Yes, and the motion in home zone on outside using geofencing, of course, works 5 hours less than the first scenario, but we have additional record to be sent. So inside the home zone every 10 minutes, and outside the home zone every 1 minute the data have been sent. So GPS used in action 4 hours. While using GPS, battery decreased by 40%. So that's what took the battery level the most, the GPS, because you're always searching for the satellites, you're always searching to connect, always searching how to send the location itself. So returning the home zone with the 20%, the device was functioning until the morning. So that nearly functions the full 24 hours, up to full 24 hours, or at least the full working day, right? So in any case, device needs to be charged every 1.5 days or every day. So based on those two scenarios, right? Yes, and the use cases. So top 3 use cases, what we have here, and what is this device is used for. So we have parole monitoring, we have quarantine monitoring, and we have zone limitations. So parole monitoring, this use case refers to tracking people on parole, so-called offenders. This is why we call the unit offender tracker. Simple but understandable, right? The device can be attached to the offender to continuously monitor if the person follows the parole conditions. So he can work outside, he can go up to 10 p.m. in the evening outside, and then he needs to be home to track the location, avoiding banned locations, right? So that's where the officers and the authorities lets him to be. Quarantine monitoring, with this use case, TMT250 plus ankle holder is attached to the confinee, while Bluetooth beacons is installed at home, so he would not leave the quarantine zone whenever is not allowed to leave the quarantine zone. Also, the geofencing functionality allows to mark the quarantine region, which is being tracked with GPS. So it could be not only one person in that region, it could be more people in that region which are being in quarantine. So, and as well, one of the most popular use cases what we have is zone limitations. So where offenders cannot enter the banned zone or come across to the particular person. So as I mentioned earlier, you can also work that out with additional sensors to each person. By the way, those sensors have the up to 5 years battery lifetime. So you can put it easily in your pocket, in your backpack, in your whatever clothes you are wearing, so you can carry that out in case the offender comes to you, so it could track and send the notification that offender is coming to where he is not allowed, right? Good. Let's look at the configuration scenarios and how these configurations are being configured. So we have 3 of those. Yeah. So for the TAMPER, yes, I think 1 second, I will. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, as for the TAMPER feature configuration, we have simple. We go to the feature sections on our configurator, and we have TAMPER, enable and disable. So it's simple, not much of a configuration. I assume that while configuring the unit, you will have all basic features set up, data acquisition, GPRS, system security set up as by default from our support team, or you are already using our unit, so you understand the configurator itself. So tamper detection could be found in features set and as well tamper, disable and enable. Yes, moving further. Something is not working. Sorry for that. Yeah, going on the second one, we have home zone configuration, which is as well can be found in Bluetooth features. As for the Bluetooth, we have BLE geofence. We can set up the events which you would like to be configured. So on both, on entrance, on exit. So for example, if you enter the zone, you get the notification. If you exit the zone, you as well get the notification, right? So you can set up on how this geofence would be working. So we can set up on the beacons. You can set up the home zone RSSI in case, well, the beacons and the device working on the RSSI signal, which means not on the distance, not on the meters, but the signal strength between the TMT 250, this device, and the Bluetooth beacon. So whenever the signal is stronger, then you get the better and the better notification. Well, not the notification, better signal, and you get the notification quicker and more accurate. Yes, going further, what we have here, the last is proximity configuration. As I mentioned earlier, we've been working with this proximity configuration for quite a long time. And how you need to enable is the separate things, right? So GH, our other unit, was working on the proximity for since the pandemic have started, right? We've been implementing this feature, and we have moved this feature as well to the TMT 250 and the offender tracker, which I mentioned earlier. You can set up the proximity detection with the root X. So for example, you can set up the root. The feature allows to transfer the data of proximity Bluetooth using router. So for example, you don't need to have the GSM connectivity. It communicates and transfers the data directly to the router, and then you get this full data directly to the server side via Bluetooth. So router has the card, router has the connectivity. So whenever the data is being transferred, you get those notifications into server side via router. Yes, proximity via later type beacons could be used to trigger the proximity events as well. And in this case, beacon detection must be configured in the beacon list section. So beacon list, as you can see over there, 2 rows below, Bluetooth features on the left side, right? And proximity, if Teltonika device is selected as violator type, in beacon list section must be selected Teltonika as well. So we could go through these configurations later on. I will not proceed further with deepened explanations. We can share those after our talk. We could share the description, we could share the steps, how this could be configured. So not taking that much time on the explanation of how to configure those configurations. So we have, as I mentioned, 3 configuration scenarios. All of those I have discussed about on the TAMPER feature configuration, home zone configuration, and proximity configuration. So these 3 features are used for these 3 scenarios, right? Yes, so if you have any questions, I haven't checked the chat yet. 1 second, I will see. Yes, chat is quiet. Do you have any questions that you would like to address? I would like to remind you that you could ask those questions in the chat section or question and answer section. So we could get you those answers right away. Yes, moving further, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have the benefit flyer. Teltonika Mobility been using the benefit flyer and been delivering the benefit flyers to our VIP partners and the partners who are willing to work with Teltonika, right, to help them to understand the market. So what we are doing, we are researching the market. We are trying to understand the market ourselves. What is the biggest problems in the market that companies, that governments are facing? And in this case, we are trying to combine everything in one to show the exact value which customer may get, which government may get. Yeah, and for this webinar, we have as well prepared the benefit flyer for you to share to your potential customer partners, as well for yourself, to better understand the market and understand your customer. So as you can see here, currently there are around 1.2 million persons on parole in only 6 countries in Europe. As I mentioned here, Turkey, Poland, England, Wales, France, Italy, and Spain. So I haven't even took the other European countries, which could probably triple or quadruple the numbers, right? So while going further, we have compared the current solutions in the market. So to understand better, what are those solutions value, how much they cost. So usual cost, on average cost of electronic monitoring solution in the market is around 350 euros, according to our internal research data. So if you have, if you would like to correct me or have more data on the similar devices, pricing similar devices, competitors, what they have, please let us know. We will adjust the date. But for the unit itself, our unit is probably more affordable, even 5 times lower than the competitors. So you can buy 5 devices for the same price as you can buy one from the other competitor. Of course, depending on what you need, depending on the solution you are using, depending on solution, for example, the project you are going into, right? But because usually for the offender monitoring, there's governmental projects which are being carried out by the countries itself, by the government. So they have different requirements, but I'm probably sure that you can fit in one or another project. For example, right now in Russia, right, we have a lot of projects which are going with this unit. So we have another sales guys and people are working over there in that region. So we have we'll probably can be able to share the success scenarios with you to understand better the solution itself. So yes, so I will share this information after the webinar with you to understand better and get this benefit flyer from Teltonika. If you have any ideas or any thoughts, any good ideas that you would like to share with us, please do so in the chat. We will take that in consideration in preparing the other technical material, other benefit flyers, not only speaking about this device. Maybe you have any ideas or where this device could be used, so you would like to share with us, you are always welcome. Yes, moving further, stay connected with us. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Our new Facebook page have launched, Teltonika Mobility in Facebook. We're also communicating there the use cases. We are communicating there how is life being with Teltonika, how our customers are interacting with us. LinkedIn, of course, follow us on LinkedIn. That's the use cases we are posting there, more business material based posting over there, more success cases posting over there. Our latest news are also in the LinkedIn account. As for the newsletter, subscribe us on the newsletter to get the newest information, because our subscribers get the latest data from Teltonika Mobility and get the latest information from Teltonika Mobility about our units, about our news, about what we have over there. So yes, I will leave this window over here because the next slide is the questions. So I'm all yours, listening for the questions. I see the chat is right now burning, right? We have 7 different questions, so I will try to answer those. Yes, I will try to answer. And I hope the engineers will help answer those questions, Simonas, as well as Martina. So let us know, and we are waiting for your questions. Thank you for the webinar once again, and stay tuned for another webinars. If you want to hear about more such content, what we are delivering, more webinars, let us know which topic you would like to hear. We are more than welcome to have that delivered to you, shared with other customers, shared with for example, if we get any ideas from other regions all over the world, we are sharing that in the webinar, sharing those use cases with you. So we are building the community, right? We are building the Teltonika Mobility community to understand better ourselves, understand our partners, understand our customers, and of course, understand the market and competitors. So all of these topics are really important. So let me know. Yes, I'm going back to the questions. If some of those are not answered, I will try to answer them live. So I'll just read them right away.